Hey guys, welcome to book critique number 3. I'm excited for this one because this has some of my favorite books from my childhood. So, first for my feature book, we have The Very Hungry Caterpillar. So this is a picture book, and this is a great book for like pre-K and kindergarten. This is one of my favorites when I was small, which is why I chose it for this. It's about a caterpillar who gets really hungry and eats a bunch of food that makes his stomach hurt, and then he eats a nice leaf, which is good for him, and then he feels better. But the first lesson I have is for kindergarten, and it's a writing lesson. And basically at the kindergarten, they're not going to be writing all kinds of sentences, so this would be an activity where they would draw a caterpillar and all the kinds of food that they would eat if they were a very hungry caterpillar. And then they would come up and show the class and explain why they would want those foods and if it would make their stomach feel good or not good. So it's kind of a good focus on what food children should be eating in their lunches and snacks and all of that. And this would be done on an iPad if the school had them. So you can see here, I just drew a little caterpillar with some food. I have cherries and an orange and grapes and ice cream, which the ice cream would be an example of something that's not good for me. So the next lesson is a math lesson, and it's about counting, because in the book there is all kinds of it'll say the caterpillar ate like 5 apples or whatever. So I would print out some worksheets with all the different things that the caterpillar eats, and then they would go through and number each one of them to work on counting. The next book I have is Matilda, and I chose this one because it's one of my favorites, and my brother's too. So I think this would be really good in the classroom because it's appealing to boys and girls, and it has a lot of good themes in it, just to really promote being a kind person. The next book is The Velveteen Rabbit. This also has a lot of good themes, and it's a very sweet, endearing book for younger kids. I'd imagine that maybe girls might like it more, but I remember I was very fond of it growing up, so that's why I chose it. The next one is The Polar Express, which this is good for the classroom because it would be a fun activity like during Christmas when kids are really not feeling school in the last week or so. You could have them read The Polar Express and then maybe watch the movie. I think it'd be great motivation to get them to actually read. It's pretty simple picture book, so that the movie gives them some good incentive. The next one is Betty Before X. And this book is a historical fiction book about a young African-American girl growing up in Detroit. And I think it's good to teach about some racism and prejudice back in the 1940s is when this book takes place. It really offers good insight to what it was like for African-Americans growing up at that time during the Civil Rights Movement and all of that. So this is a great historical book that can really teach a lot about prejudice. The next one is Little Red Riding Hood. This is a good old fairy tale, but this one has a little twist. In this version of Little Red Riding Hood saves herself. So it's really good for empowering young children that they can overcome things themselves. And then we have A Tale Dark and Grim, which I thought would be great because I remember I read this in about 4th grade, and it's about Hansel and Gretel, and they go into other fairy tales by the Grimm brothers. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was very fascinating. It's a bit of a longer chapter book, but I think the stories are so exciting that it'll really keep the kids engaged, and it also is definitely appealing to boys, because boys are often more resistant readers than girls, but it's just a great, fun story to get your kids to read in the classroom. And then we have Chicka Chicka Boom Boom, another book for some young kids. This book is awesome because it helps young children learn the alphabet, but it's also very rhythmic, so you can learn lots of rhythm. and how to like stay on a beat. You can really just have a lot of fun with it in the classroom, make it a fun little activity and get up and dance and try and stay on beat and all of that. So yeah, thank you.